Instead of gumming down on hot dogs, with the skin, the man can actually chew a steak. I'm looking to help the cat out, man. If anyone is willing to give a donation to the cause, it's the Richard 127 Foundation, and the gums are a terrible thing to waste, so we're looking to put some choppers in his mouth. If anyone's willing to give a few dollars here, a dollar there.
And don't forget, for all you drivers out there, we are taking quarters, dimes, nickels, pennies for the Crackhead Save a Hole Fund. Thank you.
Hey, yo, man, all he gotta do is get busted, driver, and they'll give him free dentures in jail. Come on.
Cracky already was locked up, man. He got locked up for beating a woman, man. He beat up a woman with boots and hit her with a lamp, and got locked up. Almost killed this woman, man. Put her in a coma.
Oh, my goodness. Yo, he got to send those through. Oh, no, we already sent those. So far we're on 14 different items I used. So you can...
Yeah, Crackhead's a womanizer, man. He beats women. He beats women, man. He's a womanizer. That's why he got locked up with the baby mushroom.
Sue him. He would have went another 6 feet and said, I'm bad boy 515, but fear and common sense.
Oh, look at Cracky. He's talking nonsense. Hey, Cracky, why you lie, Cracky? You came up to me, you said, excuse me, sir. Can you have a dollar? Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Buddy Nitro ratted on you the other night. Big time, dude. Big time.
Yeah, the Nitro ratted on me. We was there laughing at this motherfucker. Hey, Richie, your life got saved. Your life got saved that night, man. But you moved away. Hey, Richie, you moved away, remember? You fucking went down the block and screaming, does anybody know what Unicate Clark did that? You made sure you stick clear, you fucking dirty crackhead.
You listened to that crane operator at the Travis Z was smoking crack when that crane fell over.
Crackhead, stop telling lies, Cracky. Stop telling lies, Cracky.
What do you got to say for yourself, Richard?
Fucking Cracky, man. I'm telling you, he trying to get so much fucking stories out there, push it. Now look at this one. I gotta call Nitro. They say you blew up my spot, Nitro. They say you blew me up, Nitro.
I want to know how long they've been smoking crack with Richie.
Nobody smokes with you. Nobody does crack over here. You're the only one that does crack. Look at your Donnie. Yo, what's the matter, Richie? You hallucinating again? Look at your own Donnie Brasco video, man. Look at the crack pipe on the desk, man. Come on, Richie. Look at the crack pipe.
All I see is a plastic cigarette filter. That's all.
Hey, Enforcer, didn't I say he's gonna say something plastic?
He does it all the time.
Oh, man, I was waiting for that. Oh, a plastic cigarette filter. Yeah, all right. Yeah, with the burnt tip at the fucking end. The fucking yellow residue from the crack. You fucking crack-headed junkie. Give it up. Give it up.
Richard, it's all right. It's all right to admit that you have a problem, that you're a crack fiend. It's all good, dog. Just admit it, come clean, and we'll get you help.
Yeah, we're gonna get you help, man. I'll pick you up personally, man. Drop you off in Bellevue.
The man to come clean all over their lips. I'll come clean when he brings his Kevlar.
Then again, I don't want to put him in my car, man, because he smells like deep ass crack. So we're gonna have to get him a cab. Hey, Enforcer, we're gonna have to get him a cab and send him to Bellevue and shit for some help.
Oh shit, deep ass crack.
Yeah, I don't want no fucking deep ass cracks fucking smelling up my fucking car. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I feel bad for them heroin boys. They spend so much time with their head between their legs sucking it.
Oh, shit, look at Richie's admitting he spends a whole bunch of time with his head between his legs sucking on his baby mushroom. Damn it, boy. Shit, he's admitting it.
He's starting to come clean little by little.
That's it, Richie. Come clean, man. It's all right. You suck your own little knob. Damn it, boy.
Hey, 631, I can actually appreciate your mobile this morning,
Oh, shit, look, now he wants to suck these so I could actually appreciate your video before hours come out.
You know, he's always trying to he's always trying to hold on to another man's hand. You notice that? You notice that? He's always doing that, man. For the last 3-4 years, that's all he does is grab another man by the hand and say, you fight him. You beat that guy up for me because they're picking on me. Richard, be a man out here, man. You claim you killed 17 hitmen yesterday. All right? Got that all on video, man. You claim that you're some killer of the hitmen and, you know, you killed corrupt cops and beat them up. Come on, Richard. Why can't you fight your own, man? Fight your own battles out here, Richard. Why do you got to throw another man in front of you? You did that with 206, and where is he? He's not to be heard. So, Richard, why do you want to make someone else a victim, man? Fight your own battles. Be a man, all right? Grow some balls, all right? Maybe one day you'll come to the lower deck and be a man and be proud that you actually did something in life that was positive. And we'll help you, Richard. We just want to help you. We don't want to hurt you. No one wants to beat you up. No Kevlar gloves. Richard, that's all in your mind, dog. Take it easy now. Put the K2 down. You see what K2 is doing to people in Brooklyn. Do you want to be in that same situation where the paramedics has to carry you out in a stretcher? I don't want to see that, Richard.
It's a shame. It's a shame, but you know, Enforcer, you know, it's true. He doesn't have no cojones. He no cojones, correct? He don't have no cojones. He sold them at the pawn shop.
Listen, you offered to give him a fair one at the boys' club, right? You would have paid for everything, all right? Free admission. All he had to do was bring himself. I offered him a fair one. It's the same situation in the boys' club. They have a nice little ring there, all right? There'll be some NYPD there, you know, just in case he thinks that we're going to jump him or, you know, or set him up or whatever. Richard, come on now. We two grown men offered you a fair one because you say that you're the most feared man on and off the mic, that you punk people. You have to meet someone in person in order to punk them off the mic, Richard. So you never met me. How could you punk me off the mic, Richard? But anyway, let's not change the subject here. Richard, you were offered to come to the boys' club in Lower Manhattan, Lower East Side, and we said we'll give you a fair one. And what did you do? Hey, dog, give me a month of training. You claim you're going to go to the gym and put on the Rocky movie and drink raw eggs. What happened to all that, Richard?
On TikTok, just wait.
I'll tell you. All he does is key up. He doesn't want nobody to hear the truth.
Finish the fight they started. I'll be back, guys.
There you go. He's breaking out. There you go, break out.
He does typical of a junkie monkey, you know. He knows when he's defeated. He knows when he's in the corner. You know, like when you trap a rat in a rat trap. He knows he's defeated out here. He can't fight another man. All he could do is beat women down and put them in a coma and go to jail for 5 years for it. Yeah, that's all you could do, Richard. All you are is a womanizer, a woman hater, and that's not good. You hate women. That's why when you hear a female in someone's background, right away you want to curse her out. That's why there's no females ever in your background. You never hear a woman in your background, Richard. All you hear is men telling you, hey, Richard, get back under the covers, man. Let me get that white booty.
Look at this.
Don't forget. Richie videogates other men. He videogates other men fighting. And then while he's watching other men fight, he's out there saying, you see CK? You see CK? He's thinking he's fighting with somebody, but he's watching two grown men fighting, and Richie's on the sideline going, you see that, CK? You see that?
That's supposed to be a promo.
Meanwhile, he's gagging and choking, just walking fast to videogate that. He was breathing to the point where he's ready to pass out. Now, if he's walking fast and breathing to that point where he's going to pass out, how could he throw down with his hands against another man that's in shape? You know, you just do the math. It just doesn't add up.
Let me tell you something. It would be a shame. It would be a shame. It would be a crime. Because if I was to hit him or enforce it, you know, we hung out, you know, I know you personally. If you hit with one of your hands, forget about it, man. They're going to fucking lock us up for murder. You punch Richie in the chest or you fucking came him in his belly, forget about it.
Well, that's what he wants. You see, a bad boy. That's what Richie wants and he desires, because he did come out here saying that he's a dying junkie with AIDS and nothing to lose. So he admits that he has HIV, that he's HIV positive. He lost all his teeth because of all the heroin and crack that he smoked over the years, and that's typical of a heroin addict. They lose their teeth. All right. Now the man admits he has no teeth. He admits he shaved his hair because he was going bald. All right, fine. But Richard, come on now. Richard, you're in no shape to fight another man. Look at yourself, man. You're not a bodybuilder, all right? You didn't marry Sade, and you're no God's gift to anyone, especially women. So Richard, stop it already. The only thing you ever did with a woman was put her in a coma and damn near killed her, and that was Debbie. And we have all the testimony in her own words, man. How you used to do things behind the scene when you were over there in Jersey with her, and used to call up the local PD and listen on your scanner, peeping through the Venetian blinds and watching them, respond to your neighbors, man. That's a sick thing to do, man. And then you would be paranoid and hey, if they knock on the door, don't answer it, don't answer it. Richard, come on, you need help, man. You need help, dog. Listen to yourself.
And the reason why he shaved his head, because he had fucking fleas and bed bugs in his fucking nap, so they had to fucking shave it bald.
I mean, you imagine if they ever had to go to Richie's apartment, the paramedics, because of K2 overdose, which I don't wish on anyone, and I don't wish it on Richie. The first thing they would have to do is call Bell. They would have to call Bell, the bed bug place, and I feel bad for Roscoe, man. You imagine if Roscoe had to step foot in that apartment? That poor dog would be, they would have to put Roscoe on the stretcher aside with Richie.
Shit, I think if Roscoe would have fucking tried to go to his apartment, Roscoe would have turned on the people who were taking him in there and said, fuck that, I'm ripping you motherfuckers up. I'm not going in there. The fucking dogs that freak that shit.
Oh shit, is that 613 out there? Is that my buddy Jorge? Is that Georgie out there? 613. Good morning. I hear you out there.
Oh shit. Good morning, Metamucil. Metamucil's out there.
Oh, you shut up. Shut up, bitch.
Metamucil. Come morcilla. Ah, le gusta plátano por la mañana, el mangú con morcilla.
Don't talk about Marcia. Richie likes long black things. I don't hear Cracky anymore. I guess he learned his lesson.
He said no más, no más. Se acabó, Richie broke out. He said he went to go get some bistec con pelo. Oh, man. Oh, man, this morning was hilarious, man.
Yeah, I had to shut him up. I'm tired of him crying about not hearing me, making up stories and lies that my morning show don't exist anymore because the YL said I couldn't have it. I mean, all the stories that he makes, Unbelievable. That's funny from a man that never met me, that don't know me, from a hole in the wall, never seen me, never stepped foot to me, because he knows it would be a wish that he would love. He would love to meet his, how's he call it, his daddy? You see, but I'm not going to give him that. I'm not going to give him that privilege, man, for me to take him out of this earth because of his misery that he's suffering from the monster. I'm not going to give him that. But the day he comes to this Manhattan sidewalk, he knows what's up, man. Then it's time to meet his daddy.
Star? Yeah, he knows. He knows better. He ain't never gonna come out here. He's just full of shit. And you know what? You don't gotta do nothing to the nigga because the nigga's already fucked up. How can you fuck a guy up who's already fucked up? Come on.
Well, just ask Pitbull, man. when Pitbull went over there to beat the blood out of Richie, and when he saw what Richie looked like, it humbles you. It really does, because you look at this guy, you're like, damn, all that shit that this man spoke about me or to me on the mic, and when you go meet him in person, you feel bad for the guy. You like, this is pitiful, man. I can't hit this junkie. Look at it. That's like going to a schoolyard and slapping up a 3-year-old or 4-year-old kid. You got to get arrested just thinking about hitting that man. You know what I mean? Just thinking about hitting him, you say to yourself, it humbles you. It really does, man. Because I know a lot of cats out there that want to beat the fuck out of him until they step to him and like, oh, this guy's, he's harmless, man. Look at this. He's a mumbling junkie, man. He's a junkie boy. Look at him. I can't hit this guy. I'll kill him. And you don't even have to hit him with a closed fist. Me personally, if he ever stepped to me and he knows he would never do that, because fear and common sense are his best attributes, he would never step to me. And if he ever did, I would slap him with an open hand, because he is a bitch. I can't hit that guy with a closed fist. First of all, I don't want any of his fluids on me, because then it would be doomsday. You know, I couldn't live with it. After knowing that he has the monster, I didn't want this fluids on my body. You know what I mean? But Richard, I would slap you with an open hand, man. And it would sound like a ping pong ball or a black hitting a wall. You know what that sounds like, Richard? But, you know, unfortunately, you had the last of your 7 or 6 teeth removed. So you didn't want to give me that pleasure and opportunity, Richard. But like I said, nobody wants to hurt you, Richard. You know, that's part of your psychosis, paranoia, your schizophrenia. These are all side effects from that K2, man. Because that's what it does to you, man. K2 will fuck you up, man, and make you delusional. But anyway, let me get my Java, bad boy. I'll be right back. They call me Enforcer 250, somewhere around the lower deck with my General Stonewall Jackson, 5 watts, 5 pound steel hammer. And you can check out my show on YouTube. Just type in Enforcer space 250, Monday through Friday, excluding holidays, weekends, and vacation, which I'm currently on. That's why my show has been interrupted this week, last week, and next week. But that's all good, man, because you could check me out after this month, starting August 2nd. I'll be in full force. My show will be in full force, 5-star, world renowned. Just check me out on YouTube, Enforcer Space 250. I'll be back. Let me get my cup of Java.
Tenfold. Madam Governor. Question. You know me, I'm always asking questions, starting some shit. What type of morning show do you have when you're always up here arguing with this other dude? I'm trying to figure this out there, Brady.
It's called the Make Fun of Crackhead. Make Fun of the Crackhead 127, the dirty hole of the CB19.
Well, let me answer that, sir. First of all, you can't just step on the morning show and listen. You got to listen. A wise man will always listen before he talks. But anyway, to answer your question, sir, no one is making fun at Richie or talking about Richie. What I'm doing and what other cats out here are doing are exposing a junkie monkey for what he is and what he's not. He's not a technician. He's not a qualified technician. He has no service or test equipment on his premise that he calls a CB shop. That's number one. So don't get it twisted, man. No one's talking about him or clowning him. We're here, me particular, I'm here to expose him for the fraud that he is and the junkie monkey that he is. The man fucked up a TRC 453. I got testimony. The man fucks up radios. Now, that disqualifies him as any kind of technician whatsoever. He claims he got 500 plus radios out here that he worked on, yet I haven't heard one good testimony that was positive that said, yeah, Richie did my radio. Never happened. Number two, the man admits that he's a crack smoker, K2 smoker, chicken choker, man-loving junkie. We all know that because it comes from his own mouth. The man brags that he used to go around to the village of Manhattan, all right, striking up conversations with homos with dick busting out their belly. So that he's a certified homosexual. That was confirmed. All right. The man has in his own videos that he was the hardest smoker. That means he admits that he smokes crack. that was confirmed. See, this is all confirmation from his own words and his own video. All right. The man claims he has 4 badges. Never can put him on this YouTube. He can't even show me 1 badge. Can't show me a photo of him being in the academy. The man claims he was special forces. All right. He claims he was in the army. He was a Green Beret. He claims he killed 17 plus hitmen that came after him when he was a cop. I mean, if you believe stories like that, driver, then you believe in Peter Pan. But it's in his own words. You just got to go to his videos. If you want to see what his crack den, not a radio shop, just go to Donnie Brasco. Just type in Donnie Brasco on YouTube and you'll see what his facility or so-called facility looks like. Anyway, I got to go get my Java, man. I got to go get a cup of coffee. So I'll be back, man. I just wanted to enlighten you and to educate you a little about what's going on my show. It's all about exposure. Exposure. And anyone wants to be a star on my show, you can. But you got to pay the price. They call me a Forster 250 somewhere around the lower deck with my 5-watt, 5-pound General Stonewall Jackson, and I just got down.
Cracky's crying. Poor Cracky getting roasted left and right, man. Holy shit. That was back in the day when it was, check. Oh, yo, test checker. This is a test of a Brown Hornet broadcasting station. This is a test of a Brown Hornet broadcasting station. Mr. Brown Hornet, Brooklyn, New York. I'm on the main line. Tell me what you want. Hey, you see what you just did right there, Brown Hornet? You just got star power because you just crushed the crackhead. Wiped him out, stomped him over him. Poor Cracky. The big man, star power. I've been had that. That's nothing new to me there, Burker. You already know, ain't nothing wrong with having that soul power. What's up, Brown Hornet, man? You got 515 bad boy, man, top of the morning. Oh, yeah, waving the hand, treetop tall. You already know, lower deck in full effect. Oh, yeah, no, you're right, homie. No pain, no stress, man. You know me, I come out here. And I ask questions that people scared to ask. Break a break. Yeah, 10-4. Hey, over here, nobody's afraid, man. We just put it out there and let them know. Exposure. Yeah, but Cracky, man, he be smoking too much of that K2, man. He smokes so much of that K2, man, he says he got his name on the toilet bowl in the White House. God damn it. Look, expose away. Look here. Expose away. This when you expose and put leaves down in the spirit point. I don't want to see this, Michael. That's what I'm talking about, man. For real. Yeah, man. This guy, forget about it. He's like the story box in the Magic Garden, and I'm back quiet. I apologize, Brown Hornet, He's trying to get back to you. Hey, Brown Hornet, he's trying hard, man. But you know what? When I drop this mold, 2 watts, and I'm gone now. The video gets clearly...
Hey, Brown Hornet, good morning, man. You know who it is, Enforcer 250. Just let Richie knows when he gets off the mic, just let him know what's going on out here. Hey, Brown Hornet, good morning, brother.
Hey, Richie, I hear you, brother, but them bad boy, that 305 Enforcer got my damn ears up right.
That's it, he gets stepped on. Cracky gets stepped on. He gotta take 2 steps back and go clean his ass. Cause he ain't talking out here.
Richard, you gotta clean yourself, Richard. Clean yourself. Hey, Richard, you gotta respect yourself and check yourself before you wreck yourself, Richard.
And wash that mouth, man. You better take some scope, you better take some Listerine and wash that mouth. Just because you ain't got no teeth doesn't give you the right not to wash your mouth.
And like the golden words of the doctor himself, Dr. Love, told Richie, He's a loser. He was born a loser, and he'll always be a loser. He spent his life smoking cocaine or snorting cocaine. Oh yeah, just look at the video, Dr. Love or the Doctor Student, man. Richie's on video. See, Richie puts that all out there, man. We're not making none of this up. But the man with the wisdom, Dr. Love himself, I got a lot of respect for that cat. He put it out there, and Richie tried to go to his channel and try to put it to the doctor. Hey, dog, you didn't really mean that. I think you didn't mean what you said. I think you owe me an apology. And you know what the doctor said? Hell no, I am not apologizing. Richard, you are what you are, dog. Just look in the mirror and just say to yourself, damn, you know, it just, we can help you, man. You know, I'm not putting you down. I'm just trying to help you. It's called tough love, Richard. We all want to help you out there. We don't want to see you disappear. We don't want to see you OD on K2. I don't want to see that, man. I don't want to see that happen in anyone, because you know, otherwise, where would my morning show be? You know, you want to be a star on my show. You know, I'm making you a star out here, Richard. So, you know, I don't want to lose my #1 fan. You know what I'm saying, Richard? That's why I'm trying to help you, dog.
250 is a dick, and if it wasn't for Richie, he wouldn't even have a show. 325, I'll be back, man.
All right, no problem.
250 is a dick. Uh-oh, he's in trouble now. Somebody to cover up the truth and justice. All about exposing a man he's too afraid of. Never.
That's going to be the title of my video this morning, Exposure. I think that's what I'm going to title my morning video today. Exposure.
250 is a dick. I thought it was all about truth and justice. Why do you expose some of these beautiful women?
It is about truth and justice, and that's what I'm providing.
Yeah, exposing a man.
I'm exposing the junkie monkey and his fans out there, his homo fans that hold his hand. I'm exposing the junkie monkey and his gay fans out there.
Pickup truck, video gate number 3. Stop stepping on the truck.
There ain't no pickup truck out here. Forget about that. Him and his what? He got a 5-pill, 6-pill. He can't do no damage to the enforcer with a stock barefoot radio. But it's all good, because when that power supply comes, I throw that V500 in line. It's all over out here. So, you know, have fun trying to take me out, man. Remember, I'm running a barefoot stock radio, man. If I'm doing this with a 5-watt radio, what am I going to do to you junkies? Well, I should say junkie, because there's one junkie out there. That's Richie127. What is that crackhead going to do when I put that V500 in line? It's going to be all over.
Hey, I confess I was at his house.
Yeah, you can confess. Yeah, you could confess that you were smoking crack, but not with me, because I don't do drugs. You see, when you're a civil servant, something that you never were or never will be, Richard, you have what's called random drug tests. See, that's something you're not aware about, you're not aware of, or you have no knowledge of, because you were never a civil servant, Richard. All right? I get random drug tests on a regular. You know why? Because the only way to keep my job is to stay clean, Richard. No drugs, no alcohol in this body. Can you say the same, Richard? Could you pass a drug test? I don't think so.
Why were you back down to vegan, Richie? I think it was, so I guess you're never going to know the answer. Now, what which was? NYC Radio was the playlist on YouTube. The first video, the second half, goddamn.
If someone's taking that crackhead out of my radio, man, thank God for that camera. Thank God for that carry. I can't hear that junkie. Hey, Richard, pump it up, man, because there's a driver out there taking you out. Pump it up. Put that amp on.
No, and that's me talking to being heard in his own video game. I'd rather be the star of his show and not be heard in that video game.
Who's throwing that dead key out there? Who's throwing that key? Who's keying up music on Richard, man? Let the junkie talk, man. Let him try to defend himself.
You got it down now. Wait, well, you said you the star of his show? Wait. Well, Brown Hornet, I don't want to...
Hey, Brown Hornet, he wants to be the star. Hey, Brown Hornet, you heard it with your own ears. He's the star of the show. You heard him.
That show to be like me, because he could not be heard in my morning show, or 206 across the Jersey morning show. So always a little 21 going there. Chucky is no really out. They had to do that. That's the only way to get heard. Now out there, got a hold of his hand. It's detriment, but listen, because I am the star of that show, and it's all about exposure, no longer truth and justice.
Exposure, exposure, exposure. That's going to be the title of my morning video. That's going to be the title of this morning's video. It's going to be called Exposure. And you can hear everyone who I'm talking to. You can hear everyone I'm talking to because, you know, I don't ghost talk. Unlike that junkie 127, he's constantly talking to himself. I have people that I talk to out here. Richard, exposure, exposure, exposure. Shame on you, boy.
I'm not talking to you. I'm ghost talking marijuana. I hear you. You hear me. I hear you. You hear me. That's not ghost talking, bro. You brave.
That's what I'm trying to tell him. Hey, Brown Hornet, that's what I was trying to tell him. You were talking to me. You were talking to Bad Boy. See, we have conversation. Richie claims that I ghost talk, that I'm not talking to anyone. That's because the boy has selective hearing or he has no receive. But I talk to people and they respond to me. It's funny how I'm accused of ghost talking and Richie responds to me. So, who's ghost talking out here? Richard, shame on you, boy. It's all in my video gates.
I keep him out here every morning.
It's called exposure, exposure, exposure. That's all. That's all you got to see. You got to see the enforcer expose that junkie monkey for who he is. 127, you want to be the star of my show? I keep telling you, you got to pay a price. Anyone that wants to be a star of my show got to pay the price. Just like the drivers got to pay the toll when they go over the bridge. You want to be a star of my show, Richard? You got to pay the price, dog.
It's over now. Say no to crack. Say no to crack.
He crying to Brown Hornet, man. He wants to hold someone's hand. Look at that. He always trying to hold some man's hand out here. Why is that? Richard, why can't you stand on your own too? Why are you always trying to grab someone by the hand and throw them in front of you? Why do you do that, Richard? Well, you better let Richard know, man, because Richie trying to hold your hand there, Brown Hornet. Hey, Brown Hornet, you got to watch out for that boy. He's got a bad habit of trying to hold another man's hand and have him thrown in front of him so you can fight his battles, man. But I'm glad, hey, Brown Hornet, I'm glad that you recognize that. It's all good, brother. Brown Hornet, you know what it is. 250 around the lower deck with my 5-watt, 5-pound General Stonewall Jackson, and I just got down.